To imagine leaving.
What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. So did some upgrades. I had enough after crafting up that I was able to get this and this both up to superb. We got this guy up to level 2 and the armor is up to level 2. I didn't even look. I should have done that. It's word highly as Talon, yeah, so we're really struggling on that front. But yeah, the pistol and spear combo is looking like it's going to carry us quite a bit. So let's do some dialogue.
What about you, dearie?
What do you got to say, Grumpy Pumpy?
Listening to Yatzli's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else. Right. Soap is useful sometimes, but I don't pour it in my drinks. If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then. Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. What you're doing isn't safe. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway.
He seems like he's just like a perpetual party pooper.
I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it. At least I know how to deal with those sorts of things. Rope, lantern, extra water skins. Yatzli's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders. No, why would I be? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. Let's make sure they're not listening. Who do you want to talk about? Right. Thanks for talking.
The dream scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands. I keep trying, and the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the dream scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Aedyrians are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness. Let's hope it never comes to that. But when it does, I'll be at your side. It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three. You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner. Not before I've done some reading. Despite everything that's happened, in many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. Oh, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, why is Inquisitor Ludwig? When it comes to her, there's never any good news. We should be ready for anything. You too.
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place. 6 years ago. Feels longer now. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller? Something to be said for that. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars. Me too. Being back. It felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death. Yeah, but I thought age was supposed to bring wisdom. Something to balance out the back pains and creaky knees. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Aedyr is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temerity's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving? Personal. Take it easy, Inquisitor. What about you? You were sent by your Emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your Empire and our scattered settlements. Between releasing Egwolf and thwarting the Steel Garrote and Emerald Stair, you've opposed your Empire's interests. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. I'll be here if you need me.
For the camp of an official Aedyr and envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course. I always ask nicely. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind? Well, because I'm the foremost expert on the godless, of course. So I must study their artifacts when I can. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. Technically, yes. Well, it set me on the path, at least. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire. I'm sure they were sick to death of hearing me speak of the Circle of Archmagi. Oh, Lendegrath transfers their memories. Reengrim is a master illusionist. There's someone named Tane. I'm sure they thought it was harmless. Not that I'd burned down the house. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end. Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams. Always a pleasure. Now, if you'll excuse me.
She seems really fun.
Do you know anyone
So far,
from Handicult?
initial impression
I
of
know a lot of people.
Yatzli is good.
Just as many secrets.
I
Why do you ask?
was
I like
wondering
Kai.
what they
Kai's
think of our
the OG.
situation.
Giatta I like, but she is a bit
They play their cards
doomerish
so
at
close to the chest,
times.
it's hard to figure out
You know,
people.
it's not overwhelming,
Maybe we
but
just have
it's
to see how it all
noticeable.
plays out.
And Marius,
Probably for the best.
Marius,
Getting the
man, you're
hand
just
involved
you're
is a
just
good
like the
way to
grumpy
end up in
old
an
man of the
asylum.
group. Like, oh,
Right.
I don't. He legit reminds me of my grandfather. Like everything is a fucking ordeal with Marius.
Seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe. The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow, They will bring the stillness.
I don't like this sap doll.
The dam falls. The river returns to its source. It is. We want all of them gone. Pilchards growing on bushes. Death nourishes the soil. The spider devours her mate to we ponder.
Yeah, man, there's no fucking way that goes down. Good. I mean, equipment upgrade available. I'm pretty sure I grabbed everything I could. Maybe not. Alright, let me, sweep southeast and clear that out. When I go straight through that. I don't even know what I'm really doing this episode. I'm just wandering. Uh-oh, hang on a second. Is it? Oh, no, that's weird. Hang on. What the that was really weird. It looked like OBS wasn't capturing audio. Going crazy out here, man. Would have been very disappointing.
Stay down there if you know what's good for you.
Alright, so
What? We see you!
seems like a solid amount of just DPS. I could definitely see the make it faster thing being really useful. Find this, know that I will continue to look for a safe place for us. Only death will keep me from the task at hand. Yeah. Didn't I give you... Oh, it's a passive. Yatzli's attacks burst into a small... So anytime she hits an enemy, she now does blast damage. Okay. Okay. So what I really need is a one-hander that freezes shit up. And then she's just going to be popping them left and right. That sounds like it would be really good. I think ice, I think like a mace. Deals heavy frost damage on hit. Power attack. Can deal explosive damage to break the ice. Like that would be like my ideal one-hander. If anything like that exists, but that's what we're hunting for. Bird shimmering. I did not see it.
No self-respecting scientist would leave everything behind like this. Unless
Crystal eater spiders living lands. Perhaps
they found something
properties of
new.
something. How's the shield? Well, yeah, that's solid. Do it. What are we at? 16. So my gun damage is maxed. One-handed, max that probably. Can't get points in those. Yeah, let's max our one-handed damage. Oh, come on. Give me that one-hander I was just talking about. Nope. Smadra. It's the shield. Webs no longer slow you. A successful parry has a 20% chance of laying webs that slow enemies. I mean, it's cool. I'll end up breaking it down. Parry something, just poop out a web. Eh, not bad. I want something that's like, when you parry, you reflect back.
The screaming got louder.
When you parry, you reflect back 50% of the damage you would have taken. Something like that. That sounds good. Companion points? Oh, everybody got one. Kai, you can... Sounds good. Yatzli. Shock. Let's do this just because it sounds like it would be a nice, like, a very nice, like, slow overtime, you know, like, she'll keep us topped off. That's kind of how I'm doing it.
Wonderful. What? That was a close one.
say that, but it seems to me like we are ripping through enemies at blistering speed.
Lead the way.
Another path that gets me down? What am I looking at? Came from there. All signs point towards there being something I overlooked in here.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Do you think it was kind of weird how that just stood out, you know? What in the Kentucky Fried Fuck is this?
Has not suffered enough.
The garden.
We made an oath. We can do nothing for them.
We're damned.
Spreading like life across the world. Across this world.
Isn't really what I had in mind when I said I wanted to explore this episode.
Who are you? What do you want from us?
Depends.
Gods take me. You're a real person, not a dream thrall.
That's a fallacy. Dream thralls are derived from real people, you idiot.
Ignore them. Are you the envoy, by any chance? We've heard rumors of your coming.
We heard that you speak with the voice of the Emperor, that you come in the name of the Empire.
So you must be acquainted with Captain Weemgar, then. That's fortuitous.
Yeah, my pistol's acquainted with her.
Who created a small settlement here after Aedyr ordered us to study the crystal spiders of the living lands.
We should have fled. The local adherents warned us this venture was doomed, but we ignored them. Then some of our people became afflicted.
We sequestered the infected away. But one of them turned in the night, causing... We came to this cave, saving who and what we could with Captain Weemgar's help. But he said we needed to kill our affected
I'm thinking of a different
companions.
captain, not Weemgar.
The Steel Garrote is very clear about whether dream thralls can be permitted to live. So much seems reasonable when viewed as a hypothetical. But when people you've known for years are affected, it's different. We originally came here to study the spiders, but when our colleagues turned, we had no choice but to take on a new field of research.
We thought we could save them.
Our experiment results do not hold much promise, to say the least.
How can you speak so clinically? My brother, your husband, is one of them.
I'm a pragmatist. We need your help, Envoy. Kill the Dream Thralls for us. That way Weemgar...
Are you a fool? The Steel Garrote won't care. They'll
Not if the envoy euthanizes the dream thralls for us.
You're joking. Those are our friends, your husband, and my brother. No, just... I know he has provided for us before, but once we have the right provisions... Please, think about this.
Bro, they don't come
my
back.
brother...
Better they die than us, you imbecile.
Oh, shut up. You're...
I mean, like... Dude, sorry, man. I've been dealing with Dream Thrall since the start of this game. It's like the people that don't want to kill the zombie in The Last of Us. Like, it's all over.
There is only the... Hopefully the next turn at the wheel will be better.
Good night, Elmir. Good night, Halfor. Good night, sweet Desgund. Looks like they're off to the big doghouse in the sky.
Well, it is done then. This miserable chapter is over. Halfor would have preferred we made a breakthrough in our studies. But at least he's at peace.
I envy his peace. The steel garrote will hunt us forever.
If we had better provisions, we'd at least be able to hide out here until the Inquisitor's attention wanders.
No, just put us out of our misery.
She doesn't speak for us, Envoy. Kill her if you must.
You've doomed us, Envoy. He'll just tell the steel garrote, and they'll flay us.
You whine too much. We'll go to Eagle's Reach. Hopefully you won't prove our friend here right.
We owe it to my brother to do something with our lives,
That was a cool little quest. Pretty fucked up. It's a good one. Alright, so let's wrap up. I would like to keep exploring, but it is 5:20 in the morning. I should go to bed. God, there's so much to do here. Dude, I'm so fucking cooked. There's no way I'm getting through this before Wild shows up. It's just not happening. There's so much I want to do. Unless I just, like, straight up focus main story. There's no other way. And then we got First Berserker. There's so many games, man. I wish everything was spaced just a little bit more. I could easily take a whole month playing this. Either way, though, it is bedtime. Maybe I'll do Ringrim's thing. Sounds like it'll be fun. But for now, at least, I'm off to bed. So we'll catch y'all later. Peace.